and you cut through the noise. You took something that takes people years to, all in all, 3 or 4 phone conversations and probably 15 minutes of property selection.
I would imagine that if you're doing this on the phone with JWB, it's even simpler. Does it take longer? Are you asking different questions?
We care about relationships here. The relationships that we have with many of the folks who are active in the chat now have been relationships for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. And so you have to truly understand how can you provide value and service for the person on the other side. And so we do that through a number of phone conversations right off the bat. So if this is your first time chatting with JWB, our first couple of phone calls, we're not going to talk about property selection. We're going to be learning about you, helping to share a little bit about how we operate behind the walls here and making sure it's a good fit. When we start to get into what I shared with you today, it's usually around the 3rd or 4th phone call, because at that point, now we know enough about you and your resources and your goals to put the plan together. And that's where the property recommendations come into play. So, and everything I showed you there, we did a little wheeling and dealing so everybody can see kind of how the sausage is made. When you're talking with JWB, we're generally doing that behind the scenes. We've prepared it, so that we can walk into that phone call and say, hey, here's these 3 properties that we're recommending for you. Here's why we chose them. And to give you the transparency and the insight to say, oh, well, tell me why you chose that one over a different one. We'll kind of walk through an abridged version of what I just did with you here, but it leaves the client just feeling like you're in complete, you have confidence as to how the decisions are made, and you cut through the noise. You took something that takes people years to, all in all, 3 or 4 phone conversations and probably 15 minutes of property selection.